Hi, my name is Mayhemstar and welcome back to Perfect Love. To protect me. No matter what, the world will always find a way to take us apart. It's cruel, isn't it? Then the solution is simple. Just make sure I can't be taken away. Make it so I'm yours. Gross. And just like that. Milo's eyes had changed. It felt as if he would freeze in place, looking at him. As if he wanted to do everything to please you. I think you know what I'm talking about, right, Milo? Sometimes those kinds of things simply can't be helped. You have always been the only one for me. I was so foolish to think otherwise. I wonder if there's a way I can make you never forget me, so that I'm always imprinted on your mind. You nearly laughed at the results that you had produced. You couldn't wait until he broke. It had taken you a while to track him down properly, but there he was, in your line of sight. You walked up to him, quietly. Ryan. He flinched at your voice and started to back away. What do you want from me? We're done. Done, you hear me? I've already sent transfers to another college, so... Oh, Ryan, what are you so afraid of? That Milo might come after you. His face was full of nothing but rage towards you. You were the one who forced me to bully him, to do all those things. What are you talking about, Ryan? I never said that. Or at least you have no proof. Seriously, Mayhem, haven't you done enough already? All this training for Milo? Getting me to bully Milo so you could swoop in? I don't think this changes. So we're gonna skip through this. Give it to me. Give it to me. I will. Pry it from my hands. Fight me if you have to. Take it from me, and it's all yours. Without another word, Ryan tackled you to the ground. He tried to swipe at the USB over and over again. He struggled to move with his weight on you. He took the USB with ease. Haha. Finally. Finally. In his excitement, Ryan fumbled with the USB, dropping it on the ground. He scrambled to get it, only for him to be by the feet of Milo. Ryan tried to grab the USB, only for Milo to step on it. Hello there, Ryan. What do you think you're doing? Milo. I was just getting something from Mayhem. It's nothing big, really. Haha. Silly Ryan. That's not what I was asking. Let me rephrase it for you. Why are you near my pet? Why are you even talking to my girlfriend? Get away from her. The utter disdain in Milo's eyes made Ryan shrink away. Look, I won't bother her anymore, okay? I swear. I was just about to leave you. You won't see me anymore. Oh, I know, Ryan. Because if you don't... His eyes were cold as he was shooting daggers into Ryan, and then he smiled. I'll make sure that the hospital is your new permanent home. And with that, Milo lifted his foot and Ryan scrambled away. He looked at Ryan as he ran away and then back at Milo. Thank you, my pet. Will you leave me? Like you left him? The question caught you off guard and you were stunned into silence. Milo, what do you... No, you wouldn't. I'll find a way to be together forever. You couldn't put another word in as he walked away from you. A cold shiver went down your spine when he had looked at you. It felt as if something bad was about to happen. Something that you couldn't take back. You woke up groggily as if you had been sleeping for ages. As the fog in your mind cleared, you realized that you were seated on a couch. Did Milo drug you last night? It's hard to remember. Why would you still associate with Milo, the monster that you created, even though you're so afraid of it? Just run. Get away. There was a strange ache in your left eye, like someone had tried to scoop it out. You tried to move your hand towards it, to feel what was going on, but you realized, try as you might, you can't move your limbs. You could only bob your head side to side. Oh, I wouldn't try to move, my pet. We're still in the middle of getting married, you know. Married? What? Shyly, Milo tapped the ring on your left hand, with the ring matching his. They say that this finger is connected to the human heart, and that if you betray someone in love, you'd have to cut it off. Oh, I think that idea is so romantic. So I decided, that we should have something from each other to seal the deal. He looked up at Milo slowly. You took our eye? And your eye looked straight back at you. Oh, you did. Oh, so he took our eye and he stuck it into his eye, and then he took his eye and stuck it into our eye socket. That's disgusting. Why would he do that? I mean, are the nerves even connected? We're technically both blind in one eye. Why would he do that? Haha, I wasn't sure if I did it correctly, but look, we're matching now, aren't we? His face flushed. The eye started to cry with tears leaking out. Are you sure? You could still... Oh wait, you can, because the tear duct isn't connected to the eyeball. An eye for an eye. It was strangely beautiful in a way. But I'm not quite done yet. I have one more thing before we are officially married. A metal stick with a symbol of an eye on it, colored in hot red. With this, we will really be together forever. Before you could protest, he pressed the iron straight into your bare chest. What the hell? He's branding us. You let out a scream of agony as the metal burned into your skin. Your eye, Milo's eye, both started tearing up. In reflexive pain, you bashed your head into Milo's nose, causing him to stumble backwards. Gasping, you felt the steam rising from your chest as the marking settled into your skin. And then you heard laughing. A hysterical, gleeful laugh. Trying to ignore the pain, you craned your neck upwards to see. And Milo, blushing profusely in ecstasy as his nose bled out from your previous headbutt. That hurt so much, being hurt by my pet. He wiped the blood from his nose, all while pressing down with his painful squirming sounding joyful. You felt the paralysis in your arms wearing off and you touched your chest, circling the newly scorched branding. Wouldn't that hurt though, cause that's just all raw skin? We're so close to being bound together. He placed the branding iron into your hands and started to pull off his shirt. I can't wait. I'll be marked, just like you soon. He guided your hand to push the rod into his skin and, pushing it into him, the tears from his eyes started to run down quickly. Oh, that's really weird. That's messed. He was drooling, enjoying the pain a little too much. He pulled it away, leaving a deep mark in his chest, mirroring yours. Now, even if you ran away, even if you were taken from me, we are marked as one. You cupped his face as he spoke, drying his tears with your fingers. You finally understand, don't you? The kind of love I was striving for. This is it. You understand, right? To be twisted into one, a cruel love to most, but to you, it was finally the perfect love you wanted. A married love end. What the hell? I thought it was going to be weird in the other direction, where they, I don't know, get married at a proper ceremony, and it would be, I don't know, messed up with a ton of people tied down to chairs or something, but a branding, and then taking out an eye, and exchanging an eye? My god. And we're going to, would be to stalk him. He would catch us too easily. Stalking is the way to go. Stalking him? Oh, well, stalking is more of something I did in my past. And isn't that perfect, my pet? You already have the experience. This time, it's for a different purpose though, and quite a noble one. Wouldn't it be great to have some revenge for me? He beams, happy that he's being useful. Oh, of course, my pet. I won't fail you. He smiles with an unsettling look in his eyes. Smeg? Isn't that a brand? I don't think I can show this? No, I should be able to. I mean, it's fine, right? You walk around your dorm trying to look for what you might need for this endeavor. You think carefully about what you would need to stalk Ryan. Cameras, darker clothing. Are we stalking him in person? Milo, you are a lot. I've already been following him everywhere online. Turns out he's quite infamous. Makes me wonder how he dates at all. Is that a jab on me? No, of course not, my pet. He must have begged you to date him. I can't accept it any other way. His eyes flash a dangerous expression before settling back to his generally happy facade. I hope you haven't been keeping tabs on me as well. Well, if you had, it's not as if I would mind. He laughs a bit, if only dryly. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. Who's to say? He's so much better at hiding his true intentions now. We were pleased at the result of this notion. But we'd have to be a bit more hidden, so I got these. You pulled out some matching hats that you had gotten. Matching hats? Why would you get matching hats? How was that hidden? Now people can identify two different people who are obviously stalking you based on the hats that you're wearing. If anything, you should just dress normally. I think you would look good in them. Oh, a gift from me, my pet. I'm so happy. He tries to play cool, but you can see that his cheeks have risen quite a bit. It was hard finding something nice for you to hide in. After all, you look good in everything. For a moment he seems caught off guard, his eyes widened a bit, before immediately going back to his normal smile. He puts on the hat and happily looks at you. If that's the case, I don't mind you choosing all my clothes. I want to become everything that you want me to be. Anything that will make you happy. I'll be your blonde tonight, if that's what you like. Stiletto and fishnets, if that's what you like. His breathing seemed to be hitched, as if he was imagining being adorned by you. Haha, maybe after we're finished. So then, how about we enact some revenge? It's what I've been waiting for. I can't wait. Good, let's get started. For a while we followed Ryan around secretly and with gentle steps, enough that he would never know it was us. But obvious enough to know that someone was watching him. At first it wasn't anything, harmless in fact. We watched him, but never did anything to him. And then we started stealing his underwear and his socks. But Milo had other plans. Online he talked about his experience of Ryan bullying him and how it affected him, and it spread like wildfire. The amount of videos and comments defending poor, innocent Milo. How popular can you possibly be that you would have videos and comments made about you on public social media and antagonizing brutal, awful Ryan? Milo really knew how to play a coward, it seemed. But it wasn't just that. Oh, I know people like this actually. Oh, I know a person like this in real life. Milo would call him over and over again, taunting him, threatening him in a soft manner but nonetheless terrifying. Ryan, do you remember when you threw a brick at my head and I had a concussion for a week? Do you think I could do something similar to you? I have a rock that I think would fit perfectly in your head. I hope you're not thinking of leaving your dorm today to hang out with your friends. It would be terrible if someone burned up your new couch while you were gone. Maybe it would be better if you simply died and were reborn another person. Being reborn another person is quite a nice thing to say. I think it'd be better to say, I hope you're reborn as an amoeba, a small little bacteria. I'm sure that the world would be happier for it. Milo's words were simply the drops of water that caused the ripples. Soon there were others that tried to threaten him through texts, calls, anything. He made others do the dirty work for him. How clever. Sadly, it made it hard for you two to do your projects together. In fact, it almost seemed as if you were the last of his more positive interactions. Right, now you're right. I heard that Milo posted a pretty damning video. Well, not that you were all that kind to him before. I just wanted to stop. No one will look at me anymore. No matter how much I block or change my number, they always find me. How long do I have to live like this? I don't. He was practically on the verge of crying, the way he shook when he was talking. Please, just make Milo stop. Anything, I'll do anything. Anything at all. The thought of it makes you smile. Alright. Milo has been out of control lately. I can't promise that I can make it go away completely, but I will try to. You have my word. Upon hearing this, his shaking finally stopped. Please. Let's do well on our project together, alright? Milo, as it seemed, never took his eyes off you either. It seemed that he would always bump into you at random times and acted as if it was a coincidence. Even when you went to places you would normally never go, he would always find himself there. He always knew where you were, always followed you. Even in the dorms, you started to notice that things were a little off. Items were shifted in ways you didn't remember. Things that you had for a long time suddenly looked newer, as if someone were replacing them one by one. Perhaps you were being paranoid, but you were losing things. and quite quickly at that. If you were a bit more oblivious, you could have convinced yourself you were just being clumsy. You always asked Milo if you knew where you'd left things, and he would laugh and hand you an exact copy. He always seemed to have exactly what you needed. Ah, did you lose your textbook? You're so clumsy, it's cute. Here, I bought you another one. Oh dear, did you find your stuffed animal ripped? I did hear that sometimes there are rats in the walls. Oh, luckily I bought you another one. Aren't I the best boyfriend? Silly, you dropped your pencil case when you came over yesterday. I brought it just in case. Just like that, you were being watched constantly. You had pressed into your favorite stuffed animal's eye one day to find a camera and split it open to find a recorder. Oh no, that's messed up. You can't do that. But then again, I think our character really loves it. Loves this kind of attention from a singular somebody. He smiled a bit. He was really getting better at this. Oh, there you go. You dozed off every night with the thought of Milo watching you, that he was always there. But there was one more thing he wanted to check. He had invited you to his dorm to hang out for a bit. Milo, could you tell me where the bathroom is? Yeah, of course, down the hall. As you left, you snuck into his room to dig through his backpack. Pictures, photos of you in your dorm, out in your class and from inside of your pencil case. Wait, what? There's a camera in the pencil case? That's crazy. Items from things that he had made an exact duplicate of, that he was sure you would never notice. Oh, each duplicate had a camera or tracking device in them. Notes of locations of where you had gone and were to meet up, or places he had convinced you to go to. And of course a recording device playing your voice over and over again. The thought of such an obsession made you happy beyond belief. There was only ever you in his heart, his eyes, his soul. Soon, you thought, he would be the perfect love for you. It took a while to convince Milo to cease his actions. Even when he promised to do so, you would see him go behind your back to continue. I see, Milo. You do want me to fail then. You want me to move schools so that we're forced to separate. Is that what you're telling me? But I'm not doing anything wrong. It's just karma at this point, and besides, I can't stop the public from attacking him. That's true, but it makes me lonely, you know. What? Lonely from Ryan or lonely from Milo? All this time, where you constantly call and text Ryan, all those people that keep coming up to you, talking with you for hours. Strange. It's almost like you become obsessed with Ryan instead of me. Oh, how very manipulative. How awful. You could see that this struck a nerve with him. Good. My pet, you are my world. How could I live without you? I want to see you every second that I'm alive. And everyone else is just in the way. He bites his fingers nervously as if he realized what he had done. To be by your side. To always be with you. I'll stop. And with that, Ryan was safe. For now. Milo started to swerve away from people that tried to talk to him, ignoring them in favor of you. Slowly it seemed the public got bored of harassing Ryan. And in turn, Milo was always there, watching you. More things would be taken and replaced. You could feel his eyes watching throughout your dorm. Peaceful, you thought. What the hell is going on? It's just so messed up. And so for a while, nothing else out of the blue went on. It was always just you and Milo. Things of course would disappear and reappear at random for you. You were sure Milo was replacing things so he could keep them. So he could sniff them? What's he going to do with them? Collect them? Hoard them? You had found even more cameras in nooks and crannies of your dorm. Where does he get all the money to buy all these things? Does he steal the money? Does he launder money? And you had found that he had even installed some sort of stalker shrine somewhere in his dorm as well, filled with pictures of you, recordings of you. Items of value, items found in the trash, a doll. All of his attention on you. Yet despite all this, nothing seemed to change. He would watch over you, never turning his eyes. But you wanted more. Just one final push. He was walking around campus waving to people as he passed by. He kept looking at you, smiling. Do you want to say something, my pet? Milo stopped for a second and cocked his head. How could I live without you, my pet? You made me into something completely different? Yep. Ah, how could I ever part from you? If you were to ever leave. He looks at you again. You'll never feel at ease again. There's no way we would part, right? He breathed out slowly as he heard your words. Oh, poor simple Milo. His fate was sealed for good. Just one more push. I wish that were true, Milo. That we could be together until our graves. But let's be honest. Here, my pet, do you think that will really happen? Do you really think I would never break up with you? Milo. Why? Yep. Everything right? Want to be together? What did you do wrong? Too clingy? So we're going to get rid of them. The world is a cruel place, isn't it, my pet? All this rot that tries to tear us apart. Then, there's only one thing for you to do. Destroy them all. When they're all gone, then I will be yours. Cool, and just like that, Milo's eyes had changed. You weren't sure, but it felt like a haunting red, ready to pick them off one by one. You understand what I mean, right? I'm not sure if it comes to that, you'll know what to do. Of course, my pet, it's so clear now, The only way to save you is to get rid of all those that oppose us. It's so easy. I can learn everything about them, and get rid of them without even a second glance. You can't help but smile happily at the result. This next part will be fun. It had taken you a while to track him down properly, but there he was in your line of sight. You walked up to him quietly. Ryan. He flinched at your voice, backed away. What do you want from me? We're done, you hear me? Already sent transfers to another college? Why are you so afraid of Milo might come after you? Rage, anger. Bully him. Okay, yep. You've been through this? Getting me to bully Milo so you could swoop in. Do you think you're some kind of savior or something? My entire internet presence was ruined. The kind of hate mail I got, telling me to end myself, trudging up all of my old pictures. Just leave me alone. I did everything you asked, right? You smiled slightly and he snapped at you. All of this is your fault. Why those people died. Why I'm in this situation. I wish you would just die. Leave me alone. Please don't make yourself into such a saint. But Ryan's victory didn't last for long. Milo showed up next to him, his eyes glazed over. He tore the USB away from him without breaking eye contact. Why are you here, Ryan? Don't you know that you're interfering with my girlfriend? If I were you, I would run before I get angry. Milo's eyes were on fire and he seemed to flinch as if from the heat. Without another word, Ryan leaves. When Milo looks at you, you can feel your body burn. It feels as if someone is shoving their head closer and closer to a fire. The only thing left is your reflection flickering in his eyes. You can see your reflection in his eyes. Is that how close he is? And then, he smiles. Don't worry, my pet. I'll make sure that he and the others, that nothing will take us apart. You hear him, surely, but all you can see is the red in his eyes. Milo was acting strange nowadays, and not in the way you wanted. He was talking, socializing with the enemy. Somehow, somewhere, he had befriended Ryan, and the two became inseparable. Every person who you had hated, despised, even found annoying, he seemed to have gotten in contact with them as well. And with his silver tongue gotten them to join the same courses as you. You should have been enraged, angered. You should have torn him apart, but the way that he talked, the way that he would look at you, the way his eyes shone a rageful, hateful red, as if he was looking at insects that needed to be squashed. Oh, I see, okay, when he said collect information, he went around befriending everyone so that he could collect their information, and then end them, I guess? Something about his bloodlust made you trust in what he was planning. Perhaps you just needed to suck it up, at least until you could gut Milo personally. You just had to find your... Well, look at who it is. Easier said than done, you thought. Did it cut off like that normally? Yeah, it did. It cut off normally. At least until you could gut Milo personally. You just had to find your hunting knife. What did you just say? Hunting knife? Hunting knife you had hidden away. We literally meant gut him personally. Like, actually gut him. I thought it was just, oh, we deliver the final sucker punch by saying something, I don't know, incriminating, but we actually have a hunting knife somewhere. Well, look at who it is. Easier said than done, you thought. You kicked the side of your leg roughly and you fell over on the ground with a loud thud. Still a weakling who doesn't know their place, huh? From what I recall, you were begging What is happening? This time I kicked your chest, leaving you kneeling on the floor, gasping for air. You should be grateful I haven't gutted you yet. What's with the gutting? Why does everyone want to gut each other? Thank Milo, he's the one begging at my feet to make you happy. Milo? Begging? That can't be right. The only one he should be begging for is you. Ryan smirked before walking away from your state on the floor. You told Milo about the encounter that day and he had said nothing. Just wait until exam day. Milo had told you with a hum. Fine. If Milo doesn't get his act together by then, you didn't need an imperfect love. You won't wake up to see the birds the next... He won't wake up to see the birds the next morning. Oh, that's cold. He would make sure of it. Soon after the day of the exam came, Milo came up to you smiling happily. And what are you so happy for, Milo? Is it for me? Because if it isn't, I'll gut you with my hunting knife that I've somehow snuck onto campus. My gift for you is finally done. Is that so? He was pissing you off. You slammed your hands against the wall, pinning him down. Capitan. Huh? What are you? Milo, do you know the hell I had to go through this semester because of you? To watch as Ryan harassed me every day. How pitiful it was to see you kneel before the man I saved you from. To see you ignore me time and time again to hang out with him and other insects. If you hated me so much, you should have just said so. Milo stood there in shock, his breath hitched in his throat. His eyes were filled with that burning hatred again, before he smiled with a forced grin. It's alright, my pet. I promise that we'll never have to talk to him again after today. It'll be something that you never forget. I promise. He walked back from the wall and turned away from him. You better hope so. If you're lying, it won't end well for you. You walked into the lecture hall, placing your backpack on the floor as you sat down. How does anyone have time to study for an exam if you're all so busy manipulating each other? Jesus. I'm gonna text you right before the exam. Please follow my instructions for the gift. He had whispered to you before you had walked into the hall. You closed your eyes and imagined squeezing the eyes from his sockets as he bled out. If this gift was even just a bit lackluster, that's the fate he would get. You waited and watched the other students file in, the worthless insects that Milo had gathered, whispering and laughing. Annoying. You waited. What? Milo gathered them? How? This is the exam. Milo didn't gather them for an exam. Everyone comes here for an exam because someone asked. It's part of the curriculum. It's not Milo's job. Annoying. You waited and waited, and soon the exam was about to start. Just as the professor was passing out the papers, you felt your phone buzz in your pocket. Please leave class, my pet. Ooh. You scoffed. What a gift. Leave now. Please, I'm begging you. Why? There's nothing that could save him now. I need you. You stood up suddenly, the eyes of your classmates turning to you. I'm sorry, I have to leave. Quick bathroom break. You said it with a forced smile. Before anyone else could say anything, you dashed into the hallway. As you stormed out, your shoulder brashly hit Ryan's. Watch where you're. His smile widely when he saw who had bumped into him. Oh, what's this? Are you running away from your exam? I don't have time for this. You tried to push past him, but he grabbed your arm. Hey, don't you know it's rude not to apologize to someone you so rudely bumped into? Apologize. Why would I apologize to... He socked you in the face and you fell to the ground with a thud. Don't act so high and mighty. Apologize. You spat in his face. He slammed your face against the wall, your ears ringing from the impact. Looks like your attitude hasn't changed yet, huh? Even after your new project crashed and burned. You just never learn, do you? You grit your teeth as the phone in your pocket buzzed rapidly. I need you. Sorry. Oh, what was that? You gnashed your teeth. I said I'm sorry. Ryan gasped dramatically and laughed before kicking you to the ground and walking away laughing. He breathed in slowly before walking out without a word. It took you a while, but you spotted Milo. My pet, what? Took you a while before you spotted Milo. My pet, I was so worried about you. Milo flinched when he saw your state, ragged and bruised. Milo. Milo trembled when he heard your voice, sharp as if impaling his heart. You stopped, then looked up at him, unblinking. This is worth it, isn't it, Milo? He grabbed your hands, clasping onto them tightly. I was so worried you wouldn't come out in time. It would be a horrible gift for my pet. If you didn't make it out in time. You felt the pressure. A bomb. You felt it crush you like an aluminium can. The ringing in your ears won't stop as you saw the shapes of bodies scrambling about, and then you heard the rest of the sound. Like something had struck the world with thunder. As you turned around, the building was burning and smoke was suffocating the air. You could almost feel the heat from here. Milo dragged you away from the crowd, the screaming finally able to settle in your ears. He put your hand in his face, nuzzling into your palm. Aha, seeing an explosion is a lot more hair-raising in person. But it's so much more exhilarating than I thought. The smile on his face was too wide. Who knew Ryan was so dull-witted? Just a tiny spark can make your insides burn. It was quite an ordeal to get him to go back to smoking again. Even harder to probably run a gas leak. I wish I could have seen his face when he realized what he had done. He looked up at you as you caressed his face. Rory creased his features. Did you like it, my pet? You stared at him vacantly. All of those people burned into an unforgiving hell. How could you do that? Milo's eyes widened. He was shaking, afraid of disappointment, but you smiled, just as wide as he did. Without letting me in on the fun. You hugged him tightly as his face turned a dark red. What a wonderful gift. Milo relaxed for a second and hugged back. It's all thanks to you. Isn't it amazing what you've turned me into? I couldn't be happier. Please, praise me. Well done, Milo. Good boy. Good dog. Good on you. You are now a explosive specialist dog. He cooed playfully, nuzzling his face into your palm. You did well, my pet. Better than I could have predicted. I wonder what we should do now. I'm sure there was some lucky survivors in the wreckage. Would it be better to snuff them out, or perhaps just watch the aftermath of it all? The glorious flames. He laughed. I'm sure either would be fun, What should we do, my pet? He intertwined his hand with yours. I'm sure either would be a blast? You and I. There's nothing else I would want more in this world. Milo and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde, Milo and Clyde. Wouldn't I throw away everything to be with you? Let's stay together. For the rest of eternity. There's nothing I would have wanted more. The red in his eyes shone brighter than before, an unbearable insanity that consumed him. All thanks to you. There was nothing left for either of you. You only had each other. Such a wonderfully delightful rush. Together, your love would burn, like the perfect love it was. A perfect burning love end. Yay! Yay! Good on you, Milo. You absolute twat. To protect me. No matter what, the world will always find a way to take us apart. It's cruel, isn't it? Then the solution is simple. Just make sure I can't be taken away. Make it so I'm yours. And just like that, Milo's eyes had changed. Freeze in place, Wanted to do everything to please you. I think you know what I'm talking about, right, Milo? Sometimes those kinds of things simply can't be helped. You have always been the only one for me. I was so foolish to think otherwise. Everything about you drives me crazy. I can't live without having you near me. You nearly laughed at the results that you had produced. You couldn't wait until he broke. Track him down, yep, Ryan again. Hi, Ryan. We're back. Take it from me, and it's all yours. Without another word, Ryan tackled you to the ground, struggled to move with the weight on you. He takes it from us. It felt painful when you tried to stand up. It seems like Ryan may have bruised you while trying to get the USB. He didn't seem to care or even notice as he held the USB victoriously in his hand. He also didn't notice when Milo loomed over him. Ryan. Ryan flinched upon hearing Milo say his name. Hi, What are you? He looked over at you, his eyes open at the state you were in. What did you do, Ryan? What did you do? His loud voice caused everyone to halt to a freeze. It was rare that Milo would raise his voice at anyone, but the way he growled as tears streamed down his face made you excited. How could you hurt my pet? How could I let this happen? His breathing grew rapid as he started hyperventilating. I can't wait to watch you writhe as I break you. I know everything about you, how to make your life miserable until the end. I won't let you hurt her anymore. Trust me. His stare were ice cold. Ryan hesitated, not sure what to do. This is the last you'll see of me. I promise. Without another word, Ryan scrambled away, leaving you and him alone. Milo, How could I let this happen? He was clutching her hand so hard it starts to hurt. You were the one that saved me, and I couldn't even save you from him. Someone as godly as you. His eyes were void of life, like someone had gripped his very soul and crushed it. I don't deserve to breathe the same air as you. Yeah, you probably don't. You're a bit weird. I don't deserve to stand where you stand. His breathing finally calmed down, the erratic behavior fading from him. I should have known. I could never be perfect for you. Before you could say anything, he dashed off. You tried to go after him, but the pain caused you to stumble. This is a problem. All that work. With no other choice, you dragged yourself back to the dorm to rest. For a while, you didn't get to see Milo, but you knew he was always watching. Things of yours were still missing after all. The cameras still working inside of your dorm. And yet it was quiet, and frankly, rather lonely without him. No, oh no, wait, yes. Wait. Is this a good thing or a bad thing for us? We are not happy about this. So you left him a note. Milo, I miss you. Soon the next day there was another note on your table, along with what looked like a box of chocolates. I miss you too, my pet. I could tear out my heart to give to you, but I'm not worthy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, I'll give them all happily to you. And so the notes and gifts became commonplace for you two. You would leave gifts throughout the dorm, in your backpack, and on your bed. Some items were romantic. Flowers, candies, even little cheesy plushies. But some were more disturbing, such as pictures of you at your class, notes with your name scribbled over and over about how unworthy he was. What looked to be a necklace made from his hairs and tooth. What did you just say? Hairs and tooth? He strung his hairs together, and then his tooth is kind of like that pendant in the middle. Are you crazy? Well, hopefully it's a wisdom tooth at least. Oh no, wait, they split wisdom teeth in half to extract it. Maybe he has the other half of the wisdom tooth, and then it kind of makes the a matching pendant. I was gonna say at least the wisdom tooth isn't necessarily needed. It's actually better that he gets it out. As the days went on, the gifts and notes became more erratic. Drawings of you and repeated messages in blood became more common. He would give gifts of his saliva. How do you know it's his saliva? Do you taste it? Anyway, he would give gifts of his saliva and tears, as well as his fingernails in a strange fashion, mixed with yours. How did he get our fingernails? You never saw him, but you knew he was always watching. Whenever you were about to buy something that you've just ran out of, you would find the item on your desk the next day. If someone was giving you trouble, you would find bits and paper of their clothes, hair, and even teeth on your doorstep. I don't like the music, in the sense that, for some reason, the music is kind of pseudo-romantic and very chill. Too chill, as if this is normal. This is not normal. Don't normalize this game. But it's funny. I know it's part of the whole theme. along with a note lovingly stating that he had brought you gifts. You always felt him watching, the sounds of crawling within the walls. It felt comforting knowing that nothing could touch you, that you had someone who worshipped you as if his life depended on it. But then again, how far could he go? You decided to test it one day, scribbling out a note in detail. Just like usual, it was gone the next day, replaced with a note and a heart drawn in blood. And then for a few days it was silent. The note stopped coming, your things stopped disappearing. At least until one day. And what did we write? You found a box inside of your house. There was a strange smell to it when you approached it. It better not be a hid. And when you opened the box, an amputated hand greeted you, well, close enough, with an eye necklace wrapped carefully around his fingers. Inside the note, that's his hand. That's Milo's hand. Just as you wanted. I got you just what you wanted, my pet. I did a good job, didn't I? Is what you wanted, right? Please praise me. Praise me. Praise me, praise me, praise me, praise me, praise me, praise me, praise me. I love you, 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 I love you. Over and over and over again. You looked up smiling and stared straight into the camera hidden in the walls. Oh, my pet, you did so wonderfully. I love it so much. You could hear the heavy breathing within the walls as you praised him. You were worried at first that Milo would have left you, that all your work would be undone, and yet you couldn't ask for a better circumstance. Oh my pet, you truly are my perfect love. A perfect love beyond the walls, and I reckon in the next episode we can finish off the rest. My name is Mayhemstar, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Bye.